Drama is a universal appeal in human nature. Many people say that they don't like to look at drama, and I say, with my chest puffed out, that they are lying. Everybody likes drama. It's just that they don't like drama when it's happening in their immediate vicinity or to communities around them, or if the drama actually happens to them. And if there was anything that would prove such a statement, it would be what is currently going on right now. Since February 5th, the VTubing sphere and many communities that orbit it has exploded into a drama goldmine, where every news VTuber, drama tuber, commentary VTuber, and even those outside the industry has recognized the goldmine of drama that is Nijisanji. And, they're absolutely milking. Myself included, of course. Heck, even sub 1000 YouTubers are getting in on it. Some of them has perhaps even reached the requirements for monetization on YouTube. And the unfortunate part is that this is no longer drama. This has spun into an entire absolute disaster fest that's no longer funny, but became kind of sad and depressing, at least to me. Of course, it's still definitely compelling though, because you see, like many people have already pointed out, this is the zenith of the Nijisanji dramas that's been happening since the last year. Everything that happened in 2023 has all but come to this absolute disastrous conclusion. The narrative of big bad soulless corporation versus one girl who refused to bend the knee is one that's inherently compelling. It's one woman against the overwhelming odds, standing tall despite the suffering she has been caused, all backed by a community that loves her above that company, even though it may not be as, simple as that. And the speculation adds spice that makes this all the while worth it. The legal ramifications, what this would mean for any color, the stock, what happens in a GEN, who are the bullies. Of course, the grand unification rat and the comms theory are the most interesting and the most logical theories that we've had so far, and they are theories built upon many happenstances, rats proven correct, and leaks that happened to Nijisanji over the past year. Though unfortunately, the author of the Gurat, guilty of the harassments and the fact that the word became gospel to some schizos, caused him to remove his entry. Which is unfortunate because despite the schizos taking it as ammunition or a reason to attack the company and especially the individuals therein, the Gurat actually does humanize and put the talents in a more reasonable and sympathetic light compared to other rats. The author of the Gurat is like Oppenheimer, and he accidentally created a weapon that he presumed has already likely fallen to the wrong hands. The comms theory is also a good one. It basically puts the burden on the PR and lawyers of Nijisanji rather than the talents themselves, with the talents only realizing late that they may have accidentally fucked up because they were misled or fed information that was not necessarily in context, which caused them to lash out and fully believe that they were in the right. And there was also the Nijidoki defense document, a document that is an attempt to defend Nijisanji, and it was just absolutely terrible, honestly. And people are covering the details of these drama and these rats, every single one. False ID has been absolutely killing it in terms of views and is doing a great job summarizing a lot of important chapters of the entire situation. Kyo has been so far the most active, and he has grown the most so far, and he is thriving. My man hit 710k views at one point when Nijisanji decided to make their god-awful response video. These two, I think, have the most poetic turnaround because Nijisanji tried to nuke their channel. If you recall last year, Nijisanji copyright struck both of these people, causing them great stress and actually killed their channel for a bit because the company wanted to bury their mishaps and wanted to protect their brand image. This backfired, of course, and actually served to tarnish Niji-en's reputation even further. This caused them great spite against the company, and they were covering Nijisanji drama and yabs like crazy hungry animals. Not because they wanted to, but because Nijisanji just outright kept making mistakes. A lot of people blame these two as the people that tarnished the company's reputation and turned public opinion against Niji, when in reality that's just not the case. Niji did that themselves. False and Kyo, because of their niche and because of what they do, just cover the drama. Their coverage of Nijisanji drama is the same coverage that they give to Hololive drama or V-Shoujo drama or Idol or Phase Connect drama, any normal drama really. Their coverage of the Nijisanji drama is the consequence of Niji-en's infinite yab works, not the cause of it. While Kyo and False instigate and at times elevate the discussion, they are not the reason for Niji-en's failing reputation. Niji-en and their utterly dogshit management is. And now they're here, securing sweet poetic vengeance even though they might not consider it vengeance. A lot of people find it to be as such. Kyo has exploded from a 50-60k Andy to almost 90k at the recording of this video, and will most likely reach 100k by the end of the year, and Falls has been getting numbers consecutively that I don't even think he has even reached before. Hell, both of them have been reaching numbers they've never reached before. Of course, they're not the only ones that is rushing to cover and expose Nijisanji and put their opinions out there, because I did this myself and my subscriber count has jumped. There's Parrot, who the poor soul had to rest because he crunched on a Nijisanji video. Rima Evenstar, who clopped her way to also cover the situation as best and fast as she can. But most especially, people outside the VTuber industry. Like Kuwait, Mujin, Charlie, Asmon Gold, Mudahar, and 39 Daft, but hey, many people have their own opinions on 39 Daft's takes. And it is our collective coverage that has put this situation into a much bigger place. I don't know what this means long term because this is a never before set precedent, but whatever the case, I think we're not out of the neck of the woods just yet. This is just the beginning. I am speculating that there's a queue of graduations going out of the company, and I will be more than happy to support my Oshis than those that decide to want to leave because I refuse to support this company anymore is all I can say. But of course, there are people that I think we should talk about a little more. We can't forget about the Jesus Christ of Nijisanji herself, Zion. Sayu, previously Zion Lanza of Nijisanji's XOLA, was the one that blew the first whistle. Her document, while admitting that she may not have been the best person to work with in the agency, was the first interesting look at what was happening within Niji-en. And it was full of damning things that at the time, a lot of people just refused to listen to just because she said an edgy joke. Skinwalking, shadow suspensions, managers being incompetent and petty, all sorts of things were revealed in this document that planted the first seeds of Nijisanji's downfall back then. The Selen termination was the one that affirmed all of this to the general public, hammering home that yes, she was right all along and that y'all should fucking apologize. Of course, the Zion memes ran their course and currently is still running their course. Her viewership and subscriber count found a huge bump and hopefully it stays that way, because this is a girl that has also found a bit of poetic justice in this entire drama. It's just very unfortunate that a lot of innocent livers had to be involved in all of this. And of course, we can't not talk about this entire situation without talking about the core of the situation itself. Selen, aka Doki Bird. She was a victim, but at the same time, the outpour of support everyone has been giving her makes it so that she ultimately escaped the situation, and she was the one that won the hardest. She was the one that benefited from this the most. And now the dust seems to be settling. What will happen to Nijisanji going forward is an uncertainty. Whether they will change, whether they will improve, they'll remain as they are. Perhaps they'll get worse. It all depends on the situation, but this is the worst start of them in their entire history. It's a start of distrust, unchecked speculation, and extreme doubt. You bet your ass people will be keeping an eye on Nijisanji, see if they'll get worse. Some to punch the company down even further, and some hopeful that there will be the slightest semblance of change. But since this is my video, I would like to get my own opinions out there. I don't think Nijisanji as a company is going to change significantly anytime soon. Maybe somewhere in the far future, but a ship this big isn't... a yacht this big isn't going to be course correcting that easily. The contract terms are going to be the same. Management will most likely be the same. They're going to keep making their livers pay for the big events. Their business model, their operation, it's all going to remain the same. Make your own opinion, of course, but me personally, I can never truly believe that this company is going to get better. That's because their current operation is the most profitable for the company. Why would they change something that's already profitable? Why would they invest in their talents when the talents can invest in themselves and the company can still profit anyway? It's the PR that might improve. Whoever made those god-awful announcements will perhaps be fired, and the talents are going to become better in handling situations, and some events might even go through this time. And it will get to a point in the future that people are going to be shouting, look, Niji-en has become better just because Nijisanji HQ sponsored and officially funded an event. Or maybe because they made a unification song or they had a live 3D with a bunch of people. Maybe Nijifest was the greatest it's ever been. But no, all of those are going to be nothing but glittery performance in my eyes going forward. They had an entire year destroying my and a lot of people's trust, and they're going to need more than an entire year to build and regain it. None of those events are signs that things are getting better despite how many die-hard Nijisanji fans will claim that it is, and despite how many livers will frame it that way. That is how catastrophic Niji En as a company has ruined themselves. That is how irredeemable they are for me. Of course, I'm not saying that they will 100% be irredeemable, but this redemption arc, it's not gonna happen this year. Perhaps it's going to happen when Nijisanji realizes that what they're doing is hurting other people, especially those that don't get to benefit that much, especially those that don't have the same numbers as the EN Livers and some of the big JP talents. Of course, I would like to reiterate to leave them alone, stop commenting on their shit, just leave them to their peace. That's the least I think a lot of X fans can give them. Right now, the Livers being absolutely responsive to the trolls is an interesting PR decision. Something I don't think they should be, doing continuously. Victoria Brightshield doing it the first time was hella based, but soon enough, that's going to encourage more trolls if it means getting a reaction out of them. A lot of people are already thinking that this is some PR campaign, but I'll just say that between their individual mental fortitude and pure autism and spite from 4chan and Twitter users, I'm gonna bet my money on those Twitter and 4chan users, bro. It makes me think that they've now cultivated an us against the world mentality, where all they have left is themselves and their fans, and that was always going to be what's gonna happen after this shitfest. On one hand, it makes their bond with each other strong, it's a ride or die to some livers, but on the other, it isolates them. Though now, it seems that everybody is in a comfortable place to move on from the situation. The farming will slow down, it's going to be a topic that's slowly gonna lose interest, unless, of course, something else drastic is gonna happen in the next few days, which at this point, I'm not surprised if anything is going to happen. You can never truly predict the disasters out of the rabbit hole, especially if it concerns Nijisanji. But then again, while everybody may move on from this, nobody will truly forget. This disaster is again a permanent black mark in Nijisanji's history. And yes, that's about it. See ya.